Hello everybody and welcome to our session about Ask the Mayor Anything. I've left my glasses at home today, so please forgive me if I look like I'm reading it difficultly, because I am. Pamela A.B. asks, what is the situation with taxi services in the city? My mother has been left with no transport after medical appointments as no one comes for her lately. Is Uber operating there at all? Are there no taxi drivers wanting work now? Look, taxis are privately run. Taxis are privately run, and we do know from one of the local owners of a taxi company that was in the media recently, they can't get taxi drivers. So for anybody listening, if you want a job as a taxi driver, please reach out. It does cause a lot of problems, especially for the elderly and with those that do not have their own transport. The other part is there is a Uber service in Broken Hill, but it's called Outback Uber, and I think it's spelled OOBA. So there is an Uber service as well. Two taxi services and Outback Uber. I hope that can be of assistance. Pamela Merkins, Murray Cramp and Colleen Hall all expressed concern about dead trees. Look, Council's been working on this for dead and dangerous trees for over 6 months now. We have a policy to replace them 2 to 1. There is a draft tree policy out on public exhibition at the moment. Please go and have a look at it. It's really important that we have the public input. We're having an assessment by our arborist about why some trees are dying and others aren't. You may see that if you look along the trees, there are some that are alive and no problem, others are dead. So our arborists are looking at that as well. But if you see a tree struggling out the front of your place, please give it a water. So important that we do that. And I think every time I look around, I see dead trees quite a lot. I know other people say it's expected, we've been through a drought, but Council's going through and removing them, and hopefully you'll see a difference soon. But when there's so many trees, it takes some time. Colleen Hall has asked, we've been travelling back to Queensland from Broken Hill. The small country towns have beautiful maintained gardens and streets. They are much smaller towns than Broken Hill. Why can't the Broken Hill Council afford to maintain their streets when these small towns seem to be thriving? Does it come down to volunteers or management of council? Well, it's tough to say if I don't know the local government authority. In some areas, they actually charge extreme rates. Council did consult the community about this a couple of years ago. We went out and said, do you want us to maintain your streets and footpaths? And this is what the charge generally would be. The community said, no, we need to do that ourselves. But there is the local Tidy Town committee that go around cleaning up the works. Our great staff on the ground, if you look at Sturt Park and our other park areas, amazing. But we haven't got a lot of staff. Compared to most councils, we don't have a high rate income, and we really struggle about all the services we have to deliver. And that's why we're trying to get the balance right. Now, you may see at the moment we're doing a lot of work on roads and footpaths. That's where we're putting our priority at the moment. There are some areas that I know the councillors are driving around with the new general manager. For me, those middle strips, I'm interested in how we can actually address that. So I absolutely share your concern, and hopefully we can address it a little bit. But for everyone else, we have a responsibility outside our own verge, and it's hard for some people, but if you do your weeding, you know that council will come and pick it up. So give us a call and we do the pickups. Pamela Merkins says, looking at murals around all parts of Australia, including rural towns, it would be great if our council would consider sponsoring local artists to create some murals around town. It's also a great tourist attraction. Look, I'm very supportive of murals. You may have seen in this term, we've seen quite a few beautiful murals pop up. You have to go through in certain areas a development application. There are some, heritage items for some areas, And you're about to see one soon, so I don't want to spoil that one because you'll see one soon. So certainly at the moment, council doesn't have the fund to fund extramurals. We can look at grants, but we're asking businesses, if you're looking at your own mural, don't forget your process, your development process, but try and include the community in that way. Thank you for that question. Katie Ward, Karen Gross and Steve Kite all expressed concerns about dog attacks. Look, rangers are doing all they can about dog attacks. We had 207 wandering dogs reported in the last financial year. Of that, 145 have been picked up by the rangers. Sometimes, as everybody knows, and I've rang the ranger about a dog, a little dog followed me home, and my little puppy that I had on a lead. And by the time the ranger got there, the dog had gone on and they couldn't find him. The biggest issue for me is about dog compliance. People should get their dog registered. People need to look after their dogs. They're your pet, they're the animal, they're someone that you've chosen to be in your family virtually. It's heartbreaking at times what we're hearing about people, but there is, council's trying to address this. Councillor LaCour had a motion at the last council meeting, and it's around looking at the compliance of government as well as promoting a committee that will look after the Companion Animal Act. So thank you for that question. Jonathan Hull asked a similar question, but what can we do about pig dogs that are unregistered? Hunting, attacking other dogs on other dog owners' properties, which are zone residential. The owners of these hunting dogs should be liable never own a dog again, never be able to hunt again, effectively, immediately. As we said, and for Jonathan, thank you for that question. We actually are asking for changes in the Companion Animal Act, Councillor LaCour's motion last month. And one of the biggest things is dogs not registered. We did do a program a couple of years ago. We went door knocking randomly, checking if dogs are registered. But if you see a dog and you are concerned, please let us know. It is the hardest thing, but we want to get this committee going and lobby the government about changes about hunting dogs. Thank you for the question. Rika has asked, hey Rika, I should say Rika works with me. Madam Mayor, can we have a Multicultural Harmony Day event in Broken Hill to celebrate all the wonderful people from different cultures that constitute the vibrant population of Broken Hill? Children of future generations can learn from the exposure and celebrate inclusive and cultural heritage. Rika, I'm very interested in getting that program together. I think it's early parts of the year, and so I'll talk to our event team and GM and look what we can do. We used to have an event that was called Carnivali, and it celebrated all the cultures in Broken Hill, for which there are many. And it certainly was a vibrant day, and the community got to come and see different dances, different communities, different food. But overall, we got to understand each other. And I think for us, that question really is so important, that we are a community, we are a diverse community. We work very closely with our Indigenous community, our First Nation community, and we recognise that our community is made up of all cultures. So Rika, I will look at that. That was the last question. I think I got a bit shaky with my couldn't really see, but thank you everyone, and we look forward to doing this again.